First of all, I would like to thank the mercy of God, great virtues of Holy Masters, grand transmitters, grand predecessors, kindness of transmitters, lectures, and all of you to give me this opportunity to talk about the scriptures from the God, our spiritual mother, and also holy teachers. This is the first scriptures from the Lao Mu, which we call God and the spiritual mother, which is on April 7th in Taiwan. Usually there are only about 3 big days for the God to come to give us wisdom or scriptures. But it doesn't happen too often because there are usually 3 or 4 big days for a year. In the temple, we have a ceremony for the God. But this is only happens just a few minutes corona period, virus period, only once the holy teacher and also God coming down. Holy teacher came down more, about 3 times so far, but God only came down once. As I remember, in last 23 years, during the period I'm in the temple, I did see once in Taiwan, to see the visitation from the God, from our Lao Mu, only once in my 23 years. So it's not coming down very often. So God came down to different temples. So this is the one coming in Zhiqian Gong, to the other temples. So the one I saw is in Tainan, our Yifo Gong, Yifo temple. So we are very lucky. Sometimes our Lao Mu, the God came down. But usually when God came down, there's all the Buddhas, angels, they all came down together. So we'll go through one by one to talk about, each Buddha will talk about who they are. They also will give us wisdom. So let's talk about the one on April 7th from our Holy Mother, Lao Mu, okay, God. We're going to start it. Lao Mu, I have descended to the temple to let all the children know. So she's trying to come down to the temple to give us some the marvelous wisdom. Okay. Now we'll talk about at the tail end of this 3rd period. Everybody knows this is a white period. So disasters appear. Okay. So this part, disasters everywhere. It brings to the close of the year. The karmic creditors, they want us to pay back, to pay off what we owed in previous lives. So we owed in many lives previously. So karmic creditors want us to pay back now. So that's happened. Sometimes it's pretty sad. And I just heard a story in our temple. Some Tao members, some friends and son of one Tao members, the son, he opened the restaurant in Ohio. However, he lived in Iowa. They had the restaurant, so they closed the restaurant during this period. So the husband and wife and children, 12 years old daughter, they went out traveling. And what happened? There was an accident last night. Three of them got passed away last night. So it's pretty sad story. And even the town member, like Mr. Dale's granddaughter, 4 years old granddaughter, got hit by the car again. So not again, but hit by the car. So a lot of calamity is happening right now. So God, Buddhas try to remind us, be careful. If we really don't need to go out, please don't go out at this period. Okay? If we don't need to go out, unless we have to go to work or something we need to do, otherwise try to stay home at this period. Okay? So yeah, a lot of things are happening right now. Okay, especially I heard I'm in Texas right now. The states of Texas, Florida, and Illinois are pretty bad right now. So, like Florida, the cases of coronavirus are over 10,000 cases yesterday. The day before is about 8,900 cases. So it's getting worse and worse for the states. As in New York, New Jersey, California came down a little bit, but other states now went up. So we have to be very, very careful, okay? The cumulative lives of karma debts, which already appeared. So for those karma debts coming down are matured. So we have to be careful. All those karmic creditors came here to ask for us to pay back. So everybody had to pay attention. Okay? We cannot take this virus lightly. Okay? Those who killed animals and harmed living beings have created countless sins. So we really don't want to create more karma for ourselves. So we can try to eat, don't eat meat or animals. Okay, try to, if people who haven't make a vegetarian vow can try to eat a breakfast without meat. Or some people even do 1 day a week. In Taiwan, they do Monday. That means no meat day. They call no meat day on Monday. Or some people even do on 1st and 15th of the month without meat. Okay, so we can start doing that. If people are not vegetarian yet, they can try step by step to get there. Okay, yeah. Next sentence from the God, from the Lao Mu. Those who stole and engaged in lust have planted the seeds of disasters and misfortunes, whose sins and evils reach the peak. Okay, what does that mean? Everybody can see during the coronavirus period, a lot of people went to the store to take something away from the store. Okay, so that's plant the seeds of karma. So we don't want to do that. Okay.
But you still attended.
The other things engage.
What?
Attendant? Who
Engaged
attended
in the lust have planted the seeds. The lust means not regular relationship. The husband and wife, that's a regular relationship. But besides that, any sexual relationship we call lust. Irregular sexual relationship we call lust. So people have to be careful here. Don't create a karma from there. Okay. Next one, the Lao Mu talk about karmic creditors with their wants, holding up flags, and have come to get their karma paybacks, cry loudly and anguishingly repeatedly. Okay, what does that mean? They got authority from the God. They got authority from the God to come to us, okay, to want us to pay back, okay? And they also, because they're suffering, they suffer with the pain, physical pain, and also suffering. That's why they are anguishing, okay, repeatedly. So, unfortunately, okay, all those karmic creditors, they suffer for the hundreds of years. Sometimes they suffer a few hundred years before they can come here to us to pay back. Okay? Yeah. You know, human beings, usually when we receive doubt, we are very lucky. But we receive doubt, we always tell people when we receive doubt, we can go back our original home, the heaven. But we also need to remember we need to cultivate. We need to create the merits and become a virtuous person. So in order to go back where we came from originally. Without merits, even we go back there in the heaven, we might come down again. we might come down again because without merits, we will not be there forever, for long term. Okay? We can go back there. One day we also can make a big vow, like our holy teacher. We can come down again, they make a big vow to come down again to help the sentient beings. Okay? But at that moment, we can choose where we want to go to reborn. So it's interesting. When people, the Buddha came down from the heaven, they can choose where they want to go, where they want to reborn. Okay? But with normal people, we don't have a choice because we have karmas. So we have to come down because karma. Okay? But the Buddha, they can come down with their vows. There's a little difference there. Okay? Next sentence from the Lao Mu: cumulative lives of karma debts piled up high as mountains. Please hurry to repent. Okay? I think the Buddha took one Tao member to the heaven to see how much merits and karma we have there. So this lectures went to the heaven, came down to tell us. He saw three stories big building, which recorded all our mistake or maybe sins. But only one building, which is records our merits. So you can see, I think we create more karmas than our merits. Okay? So at this moment, Holy Teacher reminds us, we need to repent. In the morning, at night, take a bow in the morning and take a bow at night. And then, when we do that 1 month, and then do not do bad things, do not think about bad things, within 1 month, we can reduce our karma debts. So why not? So we should do that every day. Okay? So I encourage everybody, the Buddha, Holy Teacher encouraged us to do that every day. Okay? And then Lao Mu also reminds us, quickly establish a long goal, perform merits, use them to work off karmic debts. See, we need to merits to work off our karmic debts, to pay back our karmic debts. If we have enough merits, everybody don't worry about it. I saw in some temple, like Chongde Temple, there's a lecturer Huang. She become transmitter now. But she died in Malaysia. But you know what happened? And the Holy Teacher came to take her back. But she said she didn't want to die yet because her parents are 97 and 95 years old. And her children is only 17 and 15 years old. So she told Holy Teacher she was not ready to go back, even she died. So she begged Holy Teacher to stay, to keep her here. But you know what? Usually when we die. But because her merits, but eventually Teacher did save her. She's still alive now. She's everywhere to talk about her story now in Taiwan and everywhere else. But Holy Teacher mentioned it to us because her merits was so big. That's why Holy Teacher can still save her lives because use her merits to compensate the karma debt she has. So sometimes human beings, for all of us, we worry about coronavirus. Might we get infected or something happened to us? We got disease, we got difficulties. But Buddha and human beings are different. We worry about our lives and wealth and health. Buddha worry about what? Worry about all sentient beings are still in reincarnation. We cannot escape the loop of bitter seeds of life and death. We worry about our daily lives, okay? But Buddha worry about, can we get out of this reincarnation? So that's a big difference. So we should more concentrate, emphasize more on how do we get out from this loop of reincarnation, okay? Yeah, so that's a lot of things. That's why Buddha wants us to perform the merits. The God wants us to perform the merits. Okay, we have merits, we have virtues, don't worry about it, okay? So our senior gene transmitter always said, you know, when we try to save the living beings, we all our concentration, focus is to save living beings. Then when we facing dangerous, difficulty, challenge, anything, life-threatening situation, don't worry. Buddhas, holy teachers are trying to save us. Okay? The most important thing, we need to have enough merits. I always make sure we have enough merits to do that. We have merits, don't worry about that. Okay? Buddha are able to help us. But we don't have merits. Like we don't have a saving in the bank. In emergency case, what happened? We don't have money to take care of it. So the most important thing, we need to work on accumulate our merits, but with no motive. Just do the right thing, okay? Now we also talk about, otherwise the karmic creditors will come quickly for our lives. Sicknesses, sufferings, along with disorder manifest. What happened? Even we could lose our life. We could suffer. Okay? And make our life upside down. Yeah. Make a mess. So a lot of things we need to understand that. Okay? So we need to work on our virtues, merits. Okay? Next thing is very important. In order to also reduce all those karma, sufferings, and others, what do we have to do? Only those who truly cultivate and propagate Tao firmly, steadfastly. Only those who truly cultivate and propagate firmly, the sages and Buddha will rescue them, can save them. So I always think we are very fortunate to receive Tao. But the other important things we need to remind people, we need to cultivate. And we need to propagate the Tao, not just receive Tao. To receive Tao, like we got a permission to go to college. But if we don't go to college to finish the classes, what happened? We cannot graduate. So we need to cultivate and propagate the Tao, okay? So we always have to keep, when we talk about three treasures to the Tao members, we need to remind them. It's very hard to receive Tao. We are very fortunate and lucky to receive Tao. But we need to cultivate. Don't forget to cultivate and propagate Tao. People always think we are very busy. We have so many things to take care of. We have children, grandchildren, job. But people might say, one day when people have time, they were willing to do it. But don't wait for the one day, okay? Something may happen in between. So we have to be careful there, okay? To cultivate and propagate that, we need to take time, which even take time we have every week, every month. Just do a little bit, maybe 2 hours. Buddha said, as long as we do 2 hours a day, we can become a Buddha, okay? If we are willing to do that, 2 hours a day, okay? Next one, now we're talking about one can eliminate disasters and misfortunes and calamities and turn danger to safe and peace. Okay? If we are truly cultivators and waiting to propagate Tao firmly, then what happens? It would eliminate all those problems we have. Okay? Turn dangers to peace. Okay? Why not? Yeah, why not? Okay? Then also the illness gets healed. Okay? Disasters, misfortunes also keep far away. Okay? And one is healthy, safe, and at ease, and at peace too. Why not, right? So we have to understand, if we can truly cultivate and propagate it out steadfastly, why not, right? It can give us, we have so many benefits, and then we'll be safe and ease and peace too, okay? Now we also talk about if we want to eliminate the pandemic completely, get rid of all this virus completely, the entire global connection are tied up together. Everyone needs to work on closely. Unfortunately, it is the situation right now, not everybody else, not everybody, unfortunately. At this moment, Buddha always talk about human mind, are not like Buddha minds. Buddha minds are very compassionate, okay? Compassionate, very kind. Human beings think about themselves, okay? So that's very dangerous. You know, it's a brain game, especially you can see all these politicians. It's a brain game for them. So it's pretty unfortunate situations. So we have to be careful. The virus, there's no border for virus, okay? The virus don't have a bias to old, young, male, female, and others. No, they treat everybody equally, okay? So we have to be careful. We are all tied together, okay? Everybody has to work closely. The whole world adheres to the same principle. So the whole world needs to have the same rules together. Unfortunately, sometimes we worry about our economy situation, worry about our job, and then people want to get out. Even you can see the Miami beach, all those beaches. How many people are there? It's pretty scary. And some people did not wear the face masks. So that's what happened, getting worse and worse, okay? Unfortunately, usually there are over 2,000 cases a day. It's a lot. But yesterday, Florida hit more than 10,000 cases yesterday. And the day before, it's 8,900 cases. So every day, it's pretty getting bad. And then, you know, next month, the basketball game will start. What happened? All those people will be in stadium, might create even more problem down the road. So Lao Mu and Buddha always tell us, it's going to continue next sentence. Those who are isolating need to comply with the quarantine regulation or rules. So people need to follow the rules, okay? Especially right now, we go to certain countries, they want us to isolate for 14 days in the location. Then we have the 7 days at home, so 21 days quarantine period right now. It's not just 14 days anymore. Certain countries, they want us to quarantine for 21 days. So we have to be careful. So Lao Mu told us, please don't go everywhere unless you have to go to work or do something. We have no choice. Wandering about. Don't just go out. And virus is spreading widely. Okay. There's a park in front of our house here. I can see people still go to the park right now, every day. I can see the children, parents are still there. So that's what happened. So unfortunately, not everybody take that very seriously, okay? Now we want us to wear the face masks, wash hands, often, which is also the key. So if we all know we have to do that, right? Right now, some state has a rule there. We have to wear face mask and wash hands regularly, okay? Okay, be careful, okay? Do that regularly. There's one person, I think in Texas, just happened now. There's a birthday party. The young people have a birthday party at home. You know what happened? 18 people at home, or 18 people just got infected with a coronavirus. Just happened now. So I just heard the news yesterday. So they have a birthday party, and 18 people attend together in the house. They all got it, unfortunately. So we just had to be careful. Even some, I just heard the other case. Remember some graduation for high school students or for the college students for some schools, they do have a drive-in graduation. They They drove to school for graduation with a drive-in and in a car. However, this driver still got infected with virus. So we think we drive in, we don't have problem, but the person still got the virus. So we still have to be, we think we are in a car, and it should be okay, but unfortunately that happened, okay? So now we want us to develop and expand the selfless mind for the public good. So when we have a selfless mind, what happens? It's good for the public. Prevent the source of disease. Unfortunately, some people got infected, but they still go out. So that's the problem we have sometimes, okay? We have to be careful. We are very careful, but somebody else may not be. So we have to pay attention to those situations. And now we talk about heaven and human being. Walk in, together in mind and effort. Okay, we need to together in the same effort. Okay, so check the little erroneous and developed things. So before things developed, little things, we have to measure and prevent from happening. Okay, we have to measure and prevent from happening. So we have to be careful. Okay, especially right now. I know some countries are doing better because they are pretty serious and they take it seriously. Or they are very, very, very careful. Okay, so they control the virus pretty well. But not every country. You can see certain countries are getting worse. Certain countries are getting worse, okay? Now we'll talk about all the sages and Buddha emphasize with mercy, bringing support and relief to the entire world, universe. So since the Buddha are behind that to help, okay, with the mercy and then compassion hearts behind us. But we also have to be careful for ourselves, okay? We need to prevent from happening. So now I'm going to say, time is limited. I will stop here, raise my words, say goodbye to my worthy children, leading the saints and Buddha to rescue those with good affinity worldwide. We are very fortunate and lucky to have the Buddha because we already received Tao. We already cultivate and propagate the Tao. Okay? But not everybody else. From Buddha point of view, from God point of view, a lot of people are still suffering because they're in a reincarnation loop. They couldn't get out from there. So we need to continue to save people, to bring people to receive Tao, and encourage them to cultivate, to propagate the Tao. It means usually Lao Mu came down at the end, he would talk about this. Okay? So this is the channeling from the conclusion of channeling from our Lao Mu, which is our spiritual mother. That is God. Okay, we are very lucky, fortunate. This is the period we heard only one scripture from Lao Mu. Okay, from God. So next one, we're going to go to different scripture from Holy Teacher. These are the scriptures from Holy Teacher. I remember 4 weeks ago, I did talk about one scripture from Holy Teacher. So this is the second scriptures from Holy Teacher's visitation, which is on the lunar days of April 2nd, which is our May 21st. So this just happened about a month ago, more than 4 weeks ago. Okay, Holy Teacher came down, come to visit. Okay, so we are very lucky. There's one more coming in 4 weeks. I will talk about that from Holy Teacher too, and Guanyin Buddha. Okay. So this happened also in Taiwan. Okay. Holy Teacher talk about the conditions of timing. Geographical advantage are fully mature, and the human relationship are in harmony. So what does that mean? Holy Teachers means said this is one of the good timing, best timing, ideal situation to receive Tao, to cultivate, to propagate Tao. So these beautiful things, ideally for people to do that, and to cultivate, propagate the Tao. And then, but however, there are a lot of things we should not do and we should do. Holy teacher going to talk about one by one. Teacher said, don't follow and debate over right or wrong with one's own opinion. Gossip and spread rumors, okay? Especially gossip. Okay, when we talk to people, sometimes we talk something behind people's back. We spread rumors. So Holy Teacher don't want us to do that. So we might create our own karmas again. So don't do that, especially when we talk to people on the phone. We always try to comfort the people and talk to the people and concern about them, worry about them. But at the end, when we talk too much, at the end, it will become sometimes we gossip. Okay? There are gossip coming out. That's no good. Okay? We have to be careful. So this is very critical, especially for all of us. Holy Teacher talk about we need to stand together, united together through the world with merciful vow. Buddha always talk about merciful vow. Okay, have a Buddha heart. We need to study extremely hard. Okay, especially now I know a lot of people in the class globally, not just here. We have in Taiwan, every country, a lot of countries they study on the internet or website to study together. So Holy Teacher wants to study hard after receiving Tao and cultivate sincerely. Yeah, cultivate sincerely. And sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes we cultivate, and everybody going to go through some bottleneck situation. Sometimes we cultivate, we work so hard, then we get tired because we have to work. We have to deal with family issues. We have to deal with a lot of other things. But you know what? Once we try to get relaxed, we have to remind ourselves, this is the only opportunity we can go back and become Buddha again. So we need to have a sincere heart to continue to cultivate. And then sometimes we need to have a best friend, Tao members, who can cultivate with us together, can give us encouragement together. So that's why we need to help each other in the temple, okay? Help each other to care for each other, okay? Because Tao member is like our family members, like brothers, sisters. So like Jin transmitter is like our father. So we need to help to care each other, okay? Help each other, okay? Jigong Buddha said, I am Jigong living Buddha, granted by the God's authority. You know, every Buddha came down to this world to visit us, to talk to us, give us marvelous wisdom. They always got the authority from the God. They cannot just come down by themselves. No. Every Buddha, every saint came down. They need the authority from the God. Okay? So I have come to the temple unseen. I pay obeisance to God. You know, Buddha came down to the temple. The first thing they take a bow to pay the respect to the God. Okay? Sometimes we don't see that. Okay? Okay, they say unseen means human being will not be able to see that, okay? Turning to my disciple, how are you doing? How are you? So Holy Teacher is like our father, man. Sometimes we always so lucky and fortunate to have him. Yeah, so this is a special affinity we have with him in previous lives. So many lifetimes we have with him. Maybe in the previous life, we cultivate under him, and we told him this lifetime, we want to help him to shoulder the holy missions and bring our loved ones, brothers, sisters, relatives, colleagues, parents, children. So this is a very special opportunity for us to work together with Holy Teacher, okay? And then, you know, Holy Teacher is so kind. you can see so many songs are from Holy Teacher. I know a lot of Buddha also gave us some songs. But Holy Teacher almost usually coming down second day or the last day of the Dharma class or every other classes, staff member class, always coming down, okay? So we are very lucky and fortunate. I encourage people, we have time, we can sing a song or listen to the song from the Holy Teacher and Buddha songs. And then, a lot of wisdoms, marvelous wisdom are there from the Buddha, okay? In the final stage of Eva, the final stage of white period, okay? Calamities descend quickly. Now, anything happens so quickly. You can see so many disasters there. The stubborn sentient beings fight with each other, seek to rule over one another. Especially when you go to the society today, you can see that, okay? People are fighting with emotions. So let's put it bad. We don't want to do that because create karma and all this calamity, disaster came down quickly, okay? So many things happening. So sometimes we didn't pay attention. Yeah, so something could happen suddenly, okay? The karmic consequence and evil thoughts are gathered together, accumulated for many past lives, okay? Sometimes we don't see that, okay? Not only from this lifetime, okay? We have to think about this from our past lives, okay? Many past lives. I remember lecture Liu did talk about, for example, we have been reincarnating 60,000 years. He said, assume 60 years alive, we have reincarnated 1,000 lifetimes already, 1,000 times already. Sometimes he also said, we may not reborn as a human being. So what? So what happened? So we have reincarnated more than 1,000 lifetimes. So how many karmas? How much karmas have we created? We don't even know. So why? But one beautiful thing today, if we have created karma from previous 1,000 life, we can pay back this lifetime. As long as we are willing to cultivate and propagate it down steady, fastly, firmly, willing to do it sincerely. If we are willing to do it, we can pay back every karma we owed in previous 1,000 lifetime. So we are very fortunate and lucky. One lifetime, we can pay back everything we have created. So why not, okay? Only one lifetime we can pay back everything else we owe, okay? We are lost and unable to turn back, unable to return to our original home because greed, robbery, shift. So what happened, especially during the coronavirus period? What happened? People went to the store, what do? They rob the store. They stole the items because of what? Some people might be greedy, okay? So we have to be careful because with what people do, they will create more karma to pay back. So we don't want to do that. We have to be careful. Every little thing, every day, we need to know, we need to think what we are doing, okay? We lost the loyalty, trustworthiness, benevolence, our humility, and righteousness. What happened? People lost those kind of stuff because what happened? Covering the Buddha mind. People cover their Buddha mind, okay? And there, revealing, manifesting such devil-like behavior. So we have to be careful. So people Buddha mind is covered, and what happened? Human mind came out. Okay, so let's create a problem. And people create a more sins came out. Especially right now, you can see every day. I just see the cases, especially sometimes you see that you want to hear the news, but unfortunately, we heard some bad news. Some area like I saw the New York one period, 12 hours, within 12 hours period. What happened? 18 location has gunshot. 24 people got injured. That's what happened. Pretty bad. Sometimes people do not know the karma seriously. Takes karma seriously. A lot of karma are creating every day. Okay, people are creating every day. So we need to be careful. Okay. I remember one time I was in Chicago. Okay, and this happened about a few years ago, 3-4 years ago. And what happened? The taxi driver was a lady, and she told us. Okay, I was with Judy, my wife, and then the taxi driver told us she will not let her son, 9-year-old son, go out at all because there are so many shootings regularly. So unfortunately, for some cities, some occasions, it's pretty bad, especially right now. Okay. Next one, the Holy Teacher talked about the more regulations. What happened? Why do we need more regulation? Because there are more thieves, robbers exist. Okay? Because there are more problem in the location and areas. Who is truly humble? Yes. Conduct with priorities. Okay? Humble is probably one of the most important things when we cultivate. I always, in the class, I always talk about this. Transmitters, lecturers, temple hosts, staff members, all of us need to be humble because the more we cultivate, sometimes we have a little arrogance, just a little bit. We don't even feel, we don't even know ourselves. We have their problems. So we need to keep remind ourselves, stay humble, okay? Always stay humble, especially for transmitters, lecturers, temple hosts, staff members. We need to remember to be humble. We talk about a lot of scripture here, a lot of concept here. So we may not remember all the concept we talk about. But I hope all of us, we can learn together and then remind ourselves, take a few main points here, and then remember and apply to our daily life. We can make us a better person, better people, and then also to help more people. Holy Teacher talk about the daily distress in people's daily lives, in the people's mind. What happened? Some people have hardship, suffer, they have pain. Okay? So impedes their minds. Karmic debts of grief, anger, stubbornness, ignorance, disturb, trap one's mind in a prison. What happened? People worry. People angry. People are angry. All those greeds, stubbornness, those create what? Create karmic debts. Then lock ourselves in the prison. Our mind in the prison. Okay? Our minds. What happened? We cannot be like Holy Teacher, carefree. Sometimes when teacher came down to visit us, to visit us, give us the wisdoms. Sometimes you can see Holy Teacher. Holy Teacher has a lot of merits and virtues in himself. However, teacher always wear the beggar's clothes.
So one day, Holy Teacher said, he want to exchange with us. Means change with his clothes with our clothes. Okay, our situation with him, not his virtues and married with us. His clothes with us. Well, we take that. Because Holy Teacher doesn't have nothing with him right now. Only I'm talking about clothes. So what happened? We said we are willing to change. Teacher said that not the merits and virtues he has. So sometimes we think we have nothing. However, we have our Buddha nature has everything. Okay? Because the Holy Teacher did make one example in Taiwan in the staff member class 2 years ago. Some people say they are poor. Teacher say, "Are you really poor?" Teacher said, "He's waiting. There is waiting to pay $1 million by our one hand. We will need to give up one hand. They want you to pay $1 million. Are you waiting to pay for the one hand for $1 million?" We say no. Holy Teacher said, "How about $2 million for two hands?" We still say no. Teacher said, "How about $10 million for the legs, one leg?" We say no. The teacher said, "At least you got $12 million there already. You are rich already. You don't even know." The teacher said, "We don't even know." Do you know? So sometimes we pay attention too much little material stuff. We need to look what we have. We have a Buddha nature. We still alive, can do a lot other things to help the living beings. So why not to be happy? So in teacher situations, is carefree. Don't stuck with those material stuff at all. We need to get out from those mindset and also try to live happily, try to live in carefree situation. Okay? The teacher also talk about unable to get away from self-imprisonment because of worry. We just talk about that. Cannot escape. So we lock ourselves because worry about today, worry about tomorrow. I used to remember when I started work in the beginning, worry about job, okay, and then worry about the life and children and families. What happened? Teacher says, don't worry about that. You can have planning, but don't worry too much because worry will not solve your problem. So don't lock ourselves inside, okay? You cannot escape from that, okay? We are bounded from stubborn compassions, arguments, unwilling to lose, especially we try to compare with others, okay? Some people have a big house, some people have a nice car, some people have wealth, okay? So teacher told us, don't compare with other people with those stuff. Predecessor always told us, compare other people with what? Virtues, not material stuff. So when people have virtues, we can compare with them, we can learn from them, okay? We want to be virtuous like that, okay? Unwilling to lose, especially when we are young, we are so competitive. We have to be careful, okay? Yeah. Everything, we can do it, but there's in the middle path, don't overdo, okay? Yeah. When we are young, we want to study hard, work hard to pursue our goals. That's nothing wrong. In a company, we work hard, try to achieve our situation, our positions. That's fine, as long as we take a middle path. Okay, don't overdo. Okay, follow the affinities. Teacher always talk about, Buddha always talk about follow the affinities. Okay. Teacher also talk about the test is in one's mind, not from external environments. It's from inside. Okay, not from outside. Okay, a virtuous person is open, positive, upright, with correct mindset. So every day we need to stay open, positive, and upright with correct mindset. Why? Because when we have positive and correct mindset, sense Buddha are next to us, around us. However, if we have bad, evil thoughts with us, what happens? All the sense of Buddha are going away. And the evils are next to us, try to take their opportunities from us. So we have to be careful. What happened? Something sometimes happen to some people. The reason is because they have bad mindset in themselves. So this is very critical. When we have nothing to do, when we are free, nothing to do, we can practice, get rid of all affinities. Do not waste a single thought. But don't think about bad and evil mind, evil thoughts. Okay, we have to be careful every day, okay? The world's morals are put upside down, and the law and order disrupted. What happened? Okay? The morals, especially the country to country right now, people to people right now, all days, they have a lot of good relationship. Right now, seems every country talk about self-interest and benefits. Unfortunately, it's an unfortunate situation, okay? The law and order are disrupted, okay? Ethic relationships are lost for parents and siblings. So that's very, very, very important, especially as Tao members. We need to respect with seniors and siblings. So we need to have a proper notion on how to interact, deal with priorities with and orders, okay? Especially we need to failure to our parents, okay? If we are inferior and unable to manage harmony with our own siblings at home, which will create a problem for the Tao community and society. So that's why Buddha always said, cultivation needs to start at home, start from our home. Holy teacher also talk about those with affinities receive the Holy Tao, can receive the Tao. Usually, we have to cultivate at least 3 lifetimes before we can receive Tao. Sometimes it's interesting. You can try anything you want, but if people's affinity are not mature, what happened? They cannot receive Tao. Unfortunate situation. So some teachers want us to follow the affinity. We cannot force people to receive Tao, but we need to explain to them what Tao means to them. Okay? Some people in the countryside, when the lecture Leos talk about it, he said, remember when he asked a lot of old lady in the kitchen area. They always try to go to kitchen to help in Taiwan temple. You know what happened? He said, why you guys believe Tao? Believe. And then those old lady answered to the lecture Liu Fangchun. You know what? He said, in their lifetime, they never see the people who passed away, and their bodies still so soft, as long as they receive Tao. He said they have never seen that before. So for them, so easy to receive Tao, they believe it. They saw it, they believe it. But unfortunately, in these lifetimes, in this period today, not everybody will believe that. But Holy Teacher always mentioned it. As long as we receive Tao, we are very sincere to cultivate and propagate the Tao. We have merits. And one day we leave this world. We have to go one day. Don't matter we are rich or poor, okay? We have to go one day. The body will be very soft. That's just one simple evidence to tell people where they go, okay? But we need to cultivate. After we receive Tao, we need to cultivate and propagate the Tao sincerely, okay? The teacher said we need to follow with the Tao without laziness. Let the Tao might sprout and develop, okay? We need to let the Tao minds coming out and develop, okay? Every day, deep inside, we know we are the Buddha. Every day we have to remind ourselves, we are the Buddha, every day, okay? I hope everybody feel the same way. We need to remind us, we are the Buddha every day, remind ourselves. Disturb, bring up our once initial heart, vows. We made a vow in the heaven, we made a vow in the temple here. Inspirations and spirits, we need to bring up, okay, our spirits, our energy, okay? Act decisively, study hard. Teacher keep talking, the Lao Mu and Holy Teacher Buddhas always talk about us. We need to study hard, learn daily, learn every day. We need to rescue those who are hurt, are still in suffering. What happened? Those still have not received Tao, still not cultivate or propagate the Tao with us. We need to help them, save them, okay? Bring them to receive Tao. Because Buddha, from Buddha point of view, those they saw the human beings are still what? All the sentient beings are still what? In the reincarnation loop. They couldn't get out from that bitter seed, okay? So Buddha always try to say we need to rescue them, okay? So remind ourselves, every day we are like a Buddha. We are Buddhas. We need to help more people, okay? And living beings. Then next paragraph, Holy Teachers talk about disciples. There are many things that sadden us. There are many things make us sad, which take place daily, every day, okay? It seems like no one is capable of bringing salvation. Seems no one can stop it. No one can save it. Is that true? Is that true? No. Holy Teacher always said, and Buddha always said, they are walking behind. Try to save those have affinities with Buddhas. So Buddhas are helping from the back. Okay, from outside we feel nobody can help, can stop it, this virus, but that's not true. Okay. Since the creation of heaven and earth, calamities big and small have not stopped. Means happens every day, different locations. It happens every day in different locations. Okay, sentient beings reincarnated and turn a great deal. What does that mean? Means we reincarnated too many lifetimes already. Turn a great deal means we turn so many times. Have also suffered all kind of bitterness, calamities, sickness, injuries, and others. Okay, we have been suffered through our lifetimes, not just this life. Okay, not just these lifetimes. Okay, anything could happen. Unfortunately, okay, anything could happen. Like our members' family just happened last night. Something just happened. See, we close the restaurant, go out, visit friends in different states. What happened? Car accident happened, and people passed away. The whole family went away. Okay, unfortunately, that's pretty sad situation. Then everything happened. A lot of things happens every day. So we have to be careful, okay? When we go out, when we drive, when we do things, we have to pay attention, especially at nighttime. It happened to our Tao member in Texas. Before Dharma class, okay, we did invite some people to come to Dharma class, and suddenly it happens. One member's brother worked the night job. And at night, he drove home from the work, maybe too tired. Suddenly got hit by the other car, had an accident. So a lot of relatives had to go to see him in our previous Dharma class. Suddenly, a few families had to go out to see him. Unfortunate situation. So we had to pay attention, especially nighttime driving. We had to pay attention. Okay, a lot of people, something happened usually at night. That's what happened to the Dao members' family last night. Who could have avoided them by luck, not be harmed or affected by the disaster? Who can avoid it? Okay? Okay. So teacher talk about, keep going down, so we can talk about. The teacher said, everybody feels they have planted the good causes and have not hurt anyone. Why has a calamity still happened to them in this lifetime? We still think we have planned the good causes. We do good things this life. We have not do bad things or hurt anyone else. Why the disasters still happen to them? What did you say? We need to know life is not limited to this current lifetime. Okay? It's the reincarnation from the cumulative lives in the past, in the many past lives. So sometimes we only think about this lifetime. Okay? Holy teacher said, we need to know, okay? Not limited to this lifetime. Means we did create a lot of karmas in previous lives. We don't even know how much karma we have created. We don't even know, okay? So that's why we are very fortunate and lucky this lifetime, okay? Why? If we waiting to receive Tao, cultivate, propagate Tao sincere, and have enough merits, we can pay back everything we owe in previous life. Could be 100 lives, could be 1,000 lives, previous lives. Karmas we created. Okay? So one lifetime we can pay back everything else, okay, in previous lives. So why not? Why not? Okay, so I always think, but that's a good deal for all of us. We are very fortunate and lucky. Yeah. We can pay back in this lifetime what we owed previously. We usually have created boundless karma debts through the body, mouth, and mind. What did you keep remind us? Where do we create boundless karmic debts? Where? From where? Through our body. Sometimes we do. Mouth, what we say. Mind, what we think. Buddha always think about one thought is one seed of reincarnation. One thought. Just one thought is one seed of reincarnation. How many thoughts do we have every day? So you can think about how many karma seeds we have planted every day. Okay? And then Holy Teacher talk about next paragraph. The kind of matters those took place currently are not what heaven wants to see. So it means all those disasters, all these sufferings, all those things are not what the heaven wants to see. They are the evil consequence, those created by the people themselves. We create our own karma. That's the problem we have, okay? Teacher talk about, although the strength of the Buddha is great, it's powerful, it's hard to ferry those who lack affinities with Buddhas. Means Buddha said there are three kind of people who will not receive. Buddha will not be able to ferry those people. Why? No affinities, no vows, no belief, no trust, belief. Okay? So we are very fortunate. We have those. And we have cultivated more than 3 lifetimes before we can receive Tao. These steps we need to cultivate We need to continue to work hard, study hard, and then propagate the Tao, okay? So it's frequently said, this sentence we need to remember, okay? Each person has to work off his or her own karma, okay? We have to remember, each person had to work off his or her own karma. Even our loved one cannot work off, will not pay back our own karmas, okay? So each person had to work off their own karma. So we have to remember, we have to work on. Children can help parents. Parents can help children, and then we can help our parents. But only to a certain degree. We still need to work on our own, okay? Buddha always tell us, teachers remind us again, okay? Each person had to work his or her own karma, okay? However, for those who cultivate the Tao and understand the true principle of Tao, are they able to maintain Buddha mind involved anytime? Wow, this is also important to hear. Okay, he just want to remind us, we cultivate, we understand true principle of Tao. How we have to maintain Buddha mind involved any moment, every second, every right moment, okay? We need to be like, what happened? Those are the Buddha. Buddha are able to maintain this Buddha mind involved every second, okay? Buddha can do that. We are the Buddha. We need to do the same thing. To remind us, we need to remember we have Buddha mind, Buddha heart inside every second. The other important things we need to do, Buddha always feel the same sufferings themselves as they see sentient beings suffer. Okay? They are the Buddha will feel the same way. If we feel the same way, we need to feel the same. We need to feel the same way. Buddha feel the same way. We need to do the same thing. When we see people are suffering, as we are suffering. Okay? So we are like Buddha. We are the Buddha. Okay? We need to constantly produce the minds and thought to protect sentient beings. So Buddha keep doing that. We need to do that too. Okay? From now on, I hope we all have the same mindset. When we see sentient beings are suffering, that's what we are suffering too. And we need to constantly produce the mind and thought to protect sentient beings. Not just thinking to pray for and protect ourselves only. No, we need to pray for others too. Buddha don't think about themselves, okay? They're not worried about themselves. Buddha only worry about all the sentient beings. Okay, that's why they are Buddha. Human beings think of me, I, our family, us. We think about, so we need to be like a Buddha. We think about others. Don't worry about ourselves, okay? We keep doing the same thing what Buddha are doing. We will be like Buddha. So don't worry about it. When we're facing difficult challenges, okay, Buddha always there to help us as long as we have enough merits, okay? Holy teacher said that in this time period, some people are at home, okay? We need to work well to stabilize and settle down our minds. Vary ourselves. Think about what mistakes we have made in the past, in the previous life, even this lifetime. What evil thoughts we have raised, stirred up. We have to repent now. So teachers remind us at this period, try to settle down our mindset. Be calm and still, vary ourselves. Think about what mistakes we have made in the past. Everybody make a mistake. We are human. Okay? But you know what? We need to repent now. The evil thought, the bad thought we have come up. We need to repent now. So that's why Holy Teacher wants us to take a bow in the morning, take a bow at nighttime, and to repent. Teacher also, when we are idle, with nothing to do, if we follow the crowd to get lost in desires or temptations, and upon desires, gossip, or debate over right or wrong with the crowd. That's wasting our time. Okay? Holy teacher don't want us to do that, to get lost in desires. Especially very easy to get desires or gossip. Okay? The Holy teacher don't want us to waste all the time. Okay? What kind of ferreting or transformations can disciple do for the sentient beings from the 3 realms and 10 directions? What does 3 realms and 10 directions? That means the entire universe. Okay? 3 realms means temporal heaven, physical world, and the world. Okay? It's for the entire universe. We need to, how do we do? What do we do? Okay, teacher we can continue to talk about that. Teacher said, can we light up our bright heart lamp within ourselves? Can we do that? Can we light up? Okay? If we can light up, means what? We have to remove our greed, angers, stubbornness, ignorance, attachment, desires, preference, and other selfish stuffs. Okay, we need to light up our bright heart lamp inside. Okay? The teacher said what to do, how to do. Okay? Can we stop? Can we cease the heated arguments, disagreement in the home, in daily lives, daily livings? Okay? Sometimes, especially loved ones, children, parents, we have to be careful. We need to stop the heated arguments and disagreements. We could have difference, but we need to talk in very gentle terms, very soft tones to communicate with each other. Okay? To talk to each other. We need to learn from each other. Okay? So this is also very important for all of us. Okay? Can we stop fighting with others in our dealing with them? So we're dealing with them every day. Okay? In our job, society, communities, in temples, in the families. We need to stop fighting, okay? Dealing with them, okay? Sometimes people might take advantage of us, you know? Sometimes people might take advantage of us. Buddha always said, maybe in the previous lives, we did the same thing to them, okay? It's just time for the payback, okay? To pay back, okay? So just think about that, okay? Can we remove the mundane minds from the Tao community where we propagate? So can we remove the human minds from the Tao communities when we are in the temple, when we propagate the Tao, when we cultivate the Tao? Okay? Yeah. Do not use human minds to cultivate. Okay? We need to use Buddha heart to cultivate. Next thing, Holy Teacher talk about important thing, what we have to do. In the minds, we need to constantly uphold, means keep pure sincerity, good thought. Now this nurture the positive energy and broad brightness. This is very, very important. We need to constantly to have pure sincerity and good thought. Okay, everybody we need all to encourage each other to maintain that. Then nurture the positive. We always have positive energy. Broad brightness means to have very. When we have broad brightness and positive energy, what happens? All the bad things are away from us. All the Buddha are next to us. Remember that. Okay. So every day we need to have pure sincerity, good thought with us every second. Okay. Next one, Holy Teachers, but let go of all the unnecessary competitiveness, gain or lost, criticism or praise, because none of this will last forever. So let go all this unnecessary competitiveness, It's hard, it's not easy. Sometimes in the school, college, jobs, environment, we have that competitiveness, but to get better, but we have to be careful. We need to be in the middle path. Don't overdo, okay? Sometimes we create that karma there. Gain or loss, sometimes we feel it's gain, it may be a loss. Criticism, okay? Especially some people criticize us. Sometimes we are not happy. We like to hear people, we like to praise from people. But criticism might help us to become a better person, better cultivator. Some people might be willing to give us. If some people criticize, some people criticize us. If that's true, we need to improve, we need to change. If it's not true, we let it go. Okay, don't take it personally. Don't take it personally, okay? Especially we want to tell people, Holy Teacher remind us, try to find three people who can give us a true advice, who can criticize us, can tell us the truth when we made a mistake, when we didn't do it right, do them right. Tell us, they are willing, they are very brief to tell us. Sometimes when they tell us, we are so upset and angry. But if they are willing to tell us what we did wrong, they are our good friends. They can make us become Buddhas, okay? The path of life can be broad, open, wide, and can also be very narrow. Means can be very broad, wide, and also the other side can be very narrow. But this is very important sentence here. Do not wait until the coming of calamities and then willing to admit the unpredictabilities of life. What happened? Something happens. Something happens. Then we willing to admit. So Holy Teacher wants us, don't wait for the moment to feel sorry. We know nothing is forever. All the material stuff are not forever, except our Buddha nature, okay? So all those material stuff, like houses, monies, all kind of stuff, cars, they will not be there forever. Could be 100 years later, they are gone. So those will be gone. But our Buddha nature will still be there. But hopefully, we want all to be in where we came from, our original home. Okay? That's important for all of us. So try to remember that. Don't wait until the moment the calamities coming, then we are willing to admit that. So let's remind ourselves. Holy Teacher one time in the Dharma class in Taiwan taught us how to think. Every day is our last day. Every day is our last day. What do we do? What do we do? Do we have time to argue, fight, do other stupid stuff? No, don't waste our time. Thinking every day is our last day, okay? And cherish the right moment every day. When we say to our parents, to our loved ones, we have to say thank you to them, don't forget. If we do something bad, say sorry to them. Don't wait until a moment we don't have opportunity to say. Teacher remind us about that. When there's an earthquake in Taiwan, other people die. Teacher also remind here, Tao cultivation and propagation are not bound solely to the physical temple. If we think only the things we do in the temple as holy affairs, that means what happened? We still do not have a true Buddha heart, Buddha mind. So teacher tried to remind us, it's not just what we do in the temple, it's holy affair. We also have a true Buddha mind inside, okay? If we only think about the form, what we do in the temple is a holy affairs. That means we still do not have true Buddha heart, true Buddha mind, okay? Because within the formlessness, why is there a need to have temple with form? Means formlessness is include everything, okay? So what does that mean? He just tried to mask, introspect the self true nature, which has a Buddha inside. Teacher wants us to self-reflect our self true natures every moment, because there's a Buddha inside, okay? There's a true Buddha inside, okay? So that's why we need to we need to look into ourselves, what we think, what we do, what we say, and then bring our Buddha nature out. So everything we do, use our Buddha mind, Buddha heart, consciousness to do things. Don't use human mind to do things. We need, every day we think we are the Buddha. So when sentient beings suffered, like we suffer. So we need to help them, save them, pray for them, okay? Like Buddha, because we are the Buddha. Holy teacher said that if we are not able to gather together in a temple for the time being, like now, what will happen to us, then we have to focus especially on the cultivation of self-inner mind. Most important is self-inner mind, okay? We need to cultivate inside, okay? We need to know what we are thinking, what we do every moment, okay? If one's mind is pure and still, then the Buddha land, it means the Buddha nature is pure and still, okay? One needs to cultivate the mind, put the true nature into practice as one studies the Tao. If we study the Tao, what happened? We need to cultivate the mind and put our true nature, Buddha nature in practice. Bring our Buddha nature out every day, okay? Everything we do, we are the Buddha. From now on, we all want to encourage each other. We are the Buddha. Okay, we are the Buddha. Okay, we are the Buddha. So everything we do, that's what Buddha doing. Buddha doing. Okay. Next paragraph, Holy Teacher talk about with each period, time period, there will be unexpected tests. There will be a lot of unexpected tests for all of us. I know a lot of people went through a lot of tests already. Okay, Holy Teacher said each period we will face different tests. Okay. And also to test whether disciples' aspiration or goals are still firm, are pretty strong or not. To test whether disciples' vow power is still maintained. Okay? To test whether disciples' Tao mind is implemented, is applied or not. So each period it's going to test us. To test whether disciple behaviors, conducts still follow according to Tao. You know, when we are in the temple, we follow according to Tao. Our behaviors follow according to Tao. How about when we are alone? When we are home, we are alone. We are outside, we are alone. Our behaviors still follow according to Tao. Holy teachers mentioned to us, everybody is talking in a class. We only think about whoever on the stage. Give us lectures, talk about the Tao. No, teacher said that's wrong. Everybody, when we walk on the street, when we walk on any place else, we are talking about Tao. People do not know us. They see our behavior. They see what we do. We are giving the lectures of Tao. Holy teachers say everybody is talking about Tao in ourselves. What we do, what we say, what we think. So we have to be careful. All the members, all the peoples are looking at us, looking us as a Tao role models. So we need to lead the behavior with good and proper proprieties, proper behaviors. So very important. Some people do not know us, but we need to do what we think, what we say according to Tao. Okay? Holy teacher also talk about that. Heaven follows all methods, all kinds of methods to distinguish the good and bad. They don't know how good we cultivate. Everybody receive Tao. Other people receive Tao. They don't know how good people cultivate. Okay? So the true cultivator is able to uphold their Tao mind and remain unchanged no matter what happens, what changes happen in the world. What does that mean? Is able to understand the true principle of Tao in inner mind, regardless of what disasters are taking place. Teacher talk about that. We need to keep our mind, remain unchanged, no matter what happened, what change happened in the world, especially like this period. We are very still, very calm, able to understand the true principle of Tao in the inner mind, okay? Deep inside, we are Buddhas. So no matter what happened, what disaster are taking place, human beings worry about disaster happen to us. Buddha are not worried about. Buddha worry about what disaster happened to the living beings, okay? So they don't even worry about themselves, their life, their own lives. So Buddha, we need to learn from Buddha, okay? We always maintain, we have to stay calm, still, no matter what happens. Teacher talk about next paragraph. Teacher talk about, if we do not understand the changeless law of cause and effect, causality law, so this is a very important law, then we start to complain about heaven, earth, and calamities. Okay? You know why people complain? Why me? Why me? Why that happened to me? You know why? There's a changeless law. There's a law there, cause and effect. Causality law. One thing is very fair for the living being, sentient being, okay? We only see people have good life, may not suffer as certain people do. But if we didn't see the previous life, what people have done in previous life, okay? So Buddha said, the consequence is very fair, okay? Because what people did a good thing in the previous life, that's why they benefited from this lifetime, okay? What they plant, what kind of seeds they planted previously, they will get a consequence this lifetime. But, human beings worry about consequence. Buddha worry about what? The causes. Why? People worry about consequence because they worry about suffering. They don't like to suffer the consequence. But Buddha cut off the causes before they mature, before they came out. They cut it off. So we need to do that. That's why Buddha don't want us to think. When we have nothing to do, don't think too much. Just to get rid of affinities. Do not raise a single thought. Because every thought, we create the seeds of karma. Okay? So this law is very important. Okay? Everybody know that's a fair law. Believe me. We think sometimes people think not fair. Unfortunately. People think about that way. Okay? Why not introspect one by one to self-reflect our own mind? Okay? Holy teacher said, why don't we introspect one by one to self-reflect our own mind? Okay? Because what we have done previously. How could an evil consequence come baselessly without the evil cause? Is that true? No. Everything comes with a cause. Okay? There's a cause and there's a consequence. So we have to be careful there. We don't want to create a cause and suffer the consequence. Okay? So Buddha Holy teacher tried to remind us. Okay? don't create those evil causes. Then we have to suffer evil consequence later on, okay? Therefore, I, Holy Teacher, hope that each disciple use the true Tao to apply, merge her own or his own body, mind, speech, and conduct. Why? Teacher wants us to apply the Tao principles to our bodies, to her or his body, our bodies, minds, speeches, conducts. So because those will create our karma, our body, mind, speech, conduct will create our karma. So we have to apply Tao to our daily lives to deal with things every day. Assume the great calamity arrives, okay? One day, we will still have a bright temple with our mind that can spread the Buddha lights to help sentient beings with affinities and let them receive warmth and protection. Peter said, see, you see the Buddha think? Even calamity happen to us. What happened? We are still have a bright temple within. We still have Buddha heart to spread the Buddha lights, to help sentient beings with affinity. Let them receive warmth and protection. See, if it happened to us, we still have that. Wow. So that's Buddha are different from human being, okay? We need to be that level, okay? Next sentence, next paragraph. If heaven has already given us so many warnings, hints, give us a lot of warnings and hints, okay? And we are still stuck in our own ways without changes and only ask for the self-interests and benefits and act against the wills of heaven and earth, then do not blame heaven for the mercilessness. Okay? What happened? Heaven give us a lot of warnings. A lot of things happen to us. And then there's one person. How come the Buddha did not give us enough warnings? You know what happened? And then one day, the Buddha came and told us, when your neighbors are sick, I give you the first warnings. When your friends passed away, I give you the second warnings. And if somebody have accidents, I give you the third warnings. Sometimes you seem, but people think, well, they're still too far from them. So Buddha give us a lot of warnings when something happened to some other peoples. The heaven always give us a lot of warnings. When something happened to people around us, something happened to people around us, that's a warning, that's a hint. And Buddhas are giving us, okay? So we need to remember that, okay? So we don't want to do things in our own way against the wills of heaven, okay, and earth. So we cannot blame the heaven's mercilessness, okay? Because Holy Teacher said before, and even God said, Lao Mu said before, God don't want to see that happening. Buddha don't want to see it happen. Unfortunately, a lot of consequences are created by human beings themselves. Okay? Next paragraph, Holy Teacher about looking at the world. Many sentient beings have activated their compassionate mind. People start to show their benevolence, have that to show their kind hearts. Because in Texas, we have some high school students in the neighborhood in those areas. They collected some foods, some stuff for the homeless, for the people who need help in these areas. So some high school students, they went out, risk themselves to do that. So it's beautiful things. A lot of people are doing that. Okay? However, there's still many sentient beings who have raised their resentful minds. What happened? Why? Because they suffered, so they are upset. They show their anger and bitterness. So we have to be careful. If we do that, what happened? If we have raised our resentful mind, what happened? Holy teacher said, it is really this way. Aren't we planning another evil seed course again? Don't we create the other karma again? So we have to be very, very careful, okay? Always have a very positive, very pure, good thought and mindset, okay? We want to establish good karma or bad karmas. Teacher said, do we want to establish good karma or bad karmas? Our mind had to be extremely clear because it's up to us. It's up to us, okay? Let's take the paragraph. All the teachers said, it's a pity that most people do not think much of karma. Do not think much of karma. I did one time. I was on the way from the Taiwan, Taipei to back to USA. What happened? There's one gentleman from the Bhutan who sit next to me, and we talk about karma. You know what he told me? He said they do not believe karma. They do not believe reincarnation. They said once this lifetime ends, the life ends. There will not be next life. Okay, so that's what people think that way. Some people might think that way. So we respect that, but their own opinions. But then we may not agree with them. Okay, Buddha always tell us there's always karma there. Okay, okay. If there's no next life, well, you can see children are still reborn. Animals are coming to this life. Okay, so there's still a lot of reincarnation there. So teacher said most people do not think much of karma. Okay, we need to, as a cultivators, we need to remember karmas are always there. We need to remind ourselves from time to time. Okay. And teacher also said, some people live in extra luxury lives, extravagant lives, disorderly, and what? It's hard for them to conserve and restrain because they waste. Okay, that's not good. We don't want to do that. Okay, teacher try to remind us. Teacher said if they do that, their blessing fortunes will quickly be exhausted and disappear. If people live in extravagant lives, and waste, do not restrain, do not control, manage what they have, then their blessing and fortunes will likely be used up. So when one person's blessing is used up completely, what happens? The misfortune will come soon later. Okay? So we don't want to be like that. That's what something happened to people because karma comes. Okay? Okay, karmic creditors come to correct want to us to pay back. That's what happened. So we need to maintain. We don't want to waste. So everyday daily life, don't waste the meat, don't waste the food, don't waste the rice. Because not meat, okay? Because one time we were in the temple in Iowa. You know, those children they came from because the parents came from Nepal. You know what happened? They're very poor there. But when they came to USA, they got some support, some help from the government. So every month they got food stamp, got a lot of stuff to survive. But you know what? Children were born in USA. They do not know how hard to make money to have food on the table. Because when they take a plate, pick up all the food, the rice, they did not finish all the food and rice. You know what? They throw away. They throw away. So we later on, we tell people, say, don't take the food too much. Just take maybe half of the plates. When you finish your food, you can go back to get more. But don't take too much, and you cannot finish and waste the food. So we need to remind all those people and some children, they do not know those kind of philosophy. Try to cherish every piece of food or rice or anything, and bread, because a lot of people are suffering in the whole world today. A lot of people are suffering whole world today, because on the street, you can see a lot of homeless. Right now, there are more homeless on the street than before, okay, before the coronavirus happened, okay? So a lot of homeless, a lot of people really need help, okay? So we don't want to waste all the foods. And we also do not want to waste our fortunes. If we have ability to help people, we can donate it to help living beings, sentient beings. Here, the Holy Teacher talk about it. My Holy Teacher care lovingly for each disciple. So, man, I tell you, sometimes Holy Teacher make us cry. Man, I think everybody, if you have a chance, should listen to a lot of videos, YouTube videos from Holy Teachers. Some other temples, they recorded the videos. You can see it. Holy Teacher is so kind. Know that Holy Teacher said, he knows we have to overcome many obstacles and bear with many merciless trials, tests. Teacher need to know us. We have to overcome a lot of obstacles and then challenges and tests. Okay, because we have reincarnated so many lives already. The teacher said, although they appear to be rough, with difficulties and challenges. So what happened? Teacher want us to do. Next paragraph, teacher want us to do. If one has Buddha heart to turn the knowledge into marvelous wisdom, wonderful wisdom. So if we can turn the knowledge, what we learn every day, to marvelous wisdom, become 妙智慧, Chinese 妙智慧. So sometimes in society, we say, oh, you are smart. Smart cannot make us, we need to have marvelous wisdom, like Buddha. That's marvelous wisdom, Buddha. Okay? And has a marvelous wisdom of transforming lost into awareness and enlightened to become Buddha, to pass each test. So these are very critical here. For all of us, we are lost in this world. All the sentient beings lost here, because we are still in the reincarnation cycles. Okay, we cannot go back. So Buddha want us, Holy Teacher want us transforming the lost, where we are today, into awareness, get enlightened to become Buddha. Okay, to pass each test. So important every day, we need to have a marvelous wisdom to apply to our daily life. Whatever we do, whatever we think, one will be able to move, to elevate to the next level of cultivation in his or her state of mind. Means we can do that, we can cultivate to the next level. We can elevate to the next level of cultivation. So here is come to the last paragraph, what Holy Teacher talked about. Buddha and saints can advise, encourage the people to cultivate, to propagate it down. Help arrange for their karmic affinity to work out. So Buddha can help us, advise, give us, like today, Holy Teacher give us a lot of wisdoms, marvelous wisdom, encourage us to cultivate and propagate it down. And arrange beautiful things, can arrange for our karma affinity to work out. Why? What does that mean? Guan Yin Buddha talk about one thing. He said, a lot of times something happens to us. We always kneel, even senior transmitters and transmitter or other members kneel down in the temple to bow, to tell the teachers, Buddhas to help. But Guan Yin Buddha said, before all of us kneel down to bow, Holy Teacher already did the best he can to arrange our karma affinity for us. We don't see it, but Holy Teacher already did. Okay? So we are very lucky. Holy Teacher, something happened to us, Holy Teacher, first thing the Holy Teacher go to negotiate for us. But as we all remember, we need merits for our Holy Teacher to negotiate for us. We need merits, okay? But there's next important sense. They have no way to cultivate the Tao for the sentient beings. Means Buddha can tell us how to go back to heaven, which direction we can go back. How do we go back? But they have no way. They cannot cultivate for all the sentient beings, for all of us. So they only can point how to go back to heaven, how to cultivate, become Buddha. But they cannot cultivate for all of us. Okay? They cannot cultivate for all sentient beings. So we need to tell people, remember about this statement, okay? I, Holy Teacher, will speak no more. So as disciples are praying for the peace in the world, so as we are praying, the important sentences are here. Our minds and thought had to be truly good and pure. Means Holy Teachers keep reminding us, our mind and thought had to be truly good and pure. Be generous, merciful, and gentle in managing people and matters in our daily life. So this is a very, very important statement here. Okay? Every day we need to keep our minds, thought to be good and pure. Be generous, merciful, and gentle in dealing people and matters. We have to deal people and matters every day. But what happened? We have to be generous, merciful, and gentle. Do not create karmas for ourselves. Let the merciful love continue. Don't forget the vow we make in the heaven and here in the temple. Remember and keep them forever. Keep them forever. Means like Buddha. We need to do that. Keep doing the generous, merciful, gentle stuff to deal with people and matters every day, okay? And have a merciful love. Continue to love him, sentient beings. And they suffer like we suffer, okay? We want to pray for them, help them, protect them. And then we need to don't forget, okay? Remember those vows and love. Keep doing what we are doing, okay? So at the end, Holy Teacher said, he has paid obeisance to God and will return to Pingshan. Pingshan is where our Holy Teacher live, okay? So at the end, if I say something improperly, I ask for the forgiveness from the God, Buddhas, grand predecessor, transmitter, lecturers, temple hosts, and all of you to give me advices. Thank you, everybody.
Well, I had a little question because in the beginning it says, it's towards the end of the White Era. Although we say that this White Era is 10,800 years, and we're kind of at the beginning actually. So, but why does it say that towards the end? It says we're at the end of the White Era. There's all these calamities. Okay, well, I don't know. Maybe transmitter can't hear me. So let me try to answer that then. Basically, we say that we're at the beginning of the White Era is 10,800 years. So we're just at the beginning. But it says at the end that there's, and it seems to imply that we are kind of near the end. But basically, what it's referring to, I guess, is more about the transmission of the Tao. So the transmission of the Tao is nearing the end. See, we already no longer have a patriarch here to have the mandate. And so we have transmitting masters to transmit the Tao, but this is a limited time only. And so it's not going to be for the whole 10,800 years. Okay, so it's going to be a very short time. So we're already about 100 years into this white era, and so I guess the hints from heaven, from the Buddhas, saints, from God, saying that we're really close to the end of the transmission of Tao, the propagation of the Tao, and then so that's why these calamities are increasing, right? So when the transmission of Tao ends, it's just you're gonna have all these great calamities. So we're already seeing the beginning of that.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah. Because the rest of the white era, the rest of the time of the white era, basically after the great calamities that are going to happen, then you're supposed to have basically Maitreya Buddha is, because his vow is to establish the paradise on earth, and so that it will happen after the great calamities. But at that point, there's no need to be transmitting Tao anymore.